Welcome to World News. Tonight, America's nemesis offers to help out in Iraq. Can Iran accomplish what the U.S. has not? And what are its real intentions? He won't do it. Public outrage forces Fox to pull the plug on O.J. Simpson's deal to tell the world how he might have killed his ex-wife. No book, no TV interview. Stolen Futures, an ABC News investigation of a hidden tragedy affecting thousands of teenagers every day. It's our series, Silent Epidemic. And Healing Power, an historic reunion after unprecedented surgery involving 10 patients, 5 kidneys, and the future of organ transplants.
From ABC News headquarters, this is World News with Charles Gibson.
Good evening. In a move with potentially stunning implications, the president of Iran has invited the president of Iraq to come for a visit. Simple on its face, however, Middle East analysts say, in essence, the Iranian president, Mahmoud Ahmadinejad, part of President Bush's axis of evil, is putting himself in a position to mediate the war in Iraq and make himself even more of a power in the region. Here's our national security correspondent, Jonathan Karl. John?
Charlie, with so many ideas swirling around about how to change course in Iraq, Iran now sees an opening. The country seen as enemy number one to the United States is now making a bid to play kingmaker in Iraq. Iran is in a showdown with the U.S. over its nuclear program and threatening to wipe Israel off the map. And now Iran's president is playing the Iraq card, inviting the president of Iraq to a summit. The message, Iran, not the U.S., can solve Iraq's problems.
What Iran is saying to Iraq is, look, if you want stability in your country and you think we can help you, don't go through Washington. Come directly to us.
It's a move designed to limit U.S. influence in the region.
It's a very clever move on Iran's part. Ahmadinejad and Iran have cut the United States out of the part of the Middle East in which the United States is most centrally involved, and that is Iraq.
Syria made a similar move over the weekend, sending a high-level delegation to Baghdad for the first time since the fall of Saddam Hussein, and formally reestablishing diplomatic ties with Iraq for the first time in 24 years. The Bush administration is facing pressure to meet with Iran in Syria. British Prime Minister Tony Blair says it should happen, and the commission co-chaired by former Secretary of State James Baker is expected to say the same thing. Meanwhile, the U.S. accuses both countries of being the problem, not the solution. Today, the U.S. military accused Syria of allowing more than 100 foreign fighters every month to cross its border into Iraq. And the U.S. blames Iran for arming Shia militias, supplying the bulk of the roadside bombs responsible for killing so many U.S. troops.
I believe what President Ahmadinejad is doing is the equivalent of an arsonist setting a fire and then welcoming the victims into his house.
There's one item on the top of the agenda for both Iran and Syria. Both countries are asking the Iraqi government to force the United States to set a timetable for the withdrawal of U.S. troops, something, Charlie, that the Iraqis have said they do not want to do.
And John, I'm curious if the people at the Pentagon and maybe even the State Department feel that President Ahmadinejad is in any way thumbing his nose at the United States by interceding in this way, and if there's anything we can do about it.
Well, they believe that is exactly what President Ahmadinejad is doing, but they acknowledge there's not much they can do about it. Publicly, the only thing that the United States said today was at the State Department, saying that they welcome any effort by Iraq's neighbors to add to the stability in the country, but privately they say they do not trust the Iranians to do that in any way.
All right, Jonathan Karl reporting tonight from the Pentagon. Thanks. In Indonesia, President Bush said he is awaiting recommendations from the military before deciding whether to send more U.S. troops to Iraq or to begin bringing them home. The president spoke as he ended his week-long Asian visit. He shrugged off the protests that greeted him in Indonesia as a sign of a healthy democracy. And the president is now heading home. Still overseas, in London, a spy story with real-life deadly implications. An outspoken former Russian spy is in intensive care tonight, his condition deteriorating, after friends say he was deliberately poisoned for criticizing the Kremlin. Who poisoned Alexander Litvinenko and why are the questions. But there is a clear pattern of critics of the current Russian regime being poisoned or shot in recent years. Here's ABC senior foreign correspondent Jim Sciutto.
Tonight, a once vibrant Alexander Litvinenko is fighting for his life and telling a story fit for a Cold War spy novel. The victim, a former KGB colonel. The weapon, thallium, a colorless, odorless poison once a KGB favorite. And the motive, say Litvinenko's friends, his sharp criticism of the Russian government. He publicly blamed Russian President Vladimir Putin for the murder of Russian journalist Anna Politkovskaya, another prominent government critic, shot dead last month in Moscow. The Spygate intrigue began like so many good spy stories with a secret meeting at this London restaurant. Litvinenko's contact identified himself only as Mario and promised damning information about a murder.
He gave me some papers which contained some names on it, and several hours after the meeting, I started to feel sick.
Just in time, say his friends, to prevent him from releasing the names of 4 Russian agents who, he was going to allege, orchestrated Politkovskaya's murder. Litvinenko had already angered the Russian government with a book claiming it was behind 1999 apartment bombings that killed 300 people. The Russians blamed Chechen separatists and used the bombings as an excuse to attack them. Today, a Kremlin spokesman called charges of Russian involvement in Litvinenko's poisoning sheer nonsense. But some Russia analysts see an alarming pattern for the Kremlin's most vocal opponents. Case in point, Ukrainian President Viktor Yushchenko poisoned with dioxin after battling a pro-Russian candidate.
People who are in opposition to the regime are incredibly scared. They now feel that there is no limits to what the state will do to silence them.
Tonight, in intensive care, Litvinenko has little doubt he was the Russian government's latest target. Jim Sciutto, ABC News, London.
In this country tonight, there has been a sudden and abrupt about-face on O.J. Simpson's TV and book deal to tell the world how he would have killed his ex-wife if he had done it. With outrage growing by the day, the deal is off. Fox has pulled the plug and stopped the presses. ABC's David Muir has been following this story since the Simpson book and TV deal was first announced. David?
Charlie, good evening. You know, when I talked to O.J. Simpson's first attorney last week, the first time he told me he never would have advised Simpson to do this book. Tonight, he has talked to his client, Simpson, and he says he is indifferent after learning of the cancellation. But so many others were far from indifferent about this book and this interview, even the most outspoken faces of Fox.
The O.J. Simpson interview, If I Did It, is done, canceled.
You wrote, I had never seen so much blood in my life.
In a statement, Rupert Murdoch, the chief executive of News Corp, said, I and senior management agree with the American public that this was an ill-considered project. We are sorry for any pain that this has caused the families of Ron Goldman and Nicole Brown Simpson. The move to pull the interview and the book came after mounting criticism, both outside and inside the network. A dozen Fox affiliates refused to air it. Even the face of Fox, Bill O'Reilly, railed against it.
You know it's all about money. What other reason is to have this? It's money.
It is extremely unusual, not just for public pressure to force this kind of cancellation, but to have your own network, your own commentators, your own affiliates holding their noses, denouncing this thing, refusing to air it in a way that just finally convinced Rupert Murdoch that he had made a big, fat blunder.
The interview was slated to run next week during November sweeps, when networks try to capture their highest ratings, which in turn set rates for advertising. The book was to come out November 30th.
I don't know what they were thinking, but it's certainly anything they were thinking started with the $sign.
In it, Simpson describes hypothetically how he would have murdered his ex-wife and the mother of his children had he been the murderer. ABC News first reported last week it was not O.J. Simpson who wrote the book, but ghostwriters. Simpson was given an advance for the project. Just how much is not known. It's been reported the entire deal was worth $3.5 million. We've learned any money already paid went to his children. Legal experts say that was likely part of the legal maneuvering to keep any of the proceeds from the family of Ron Goldman, who won a civil judgment against Simpson for $33 million.
I can't do no more of this.
And even though the interviews have been pulled, media experts say don't forget, they've already been done.
It's not going to be at the end of November, but these tapes will be seen by people. This book will be published in one form or another. This little project is going to rear its ugly little head again before this is all over.
In fact, tonight, a source tells ABC News 400,000 copies of the book have already been printed. It's not known whether they've been shipped. And Ron Goldman's sister has issued a statement saying she was shocked when she learned of the cancellation. But Charlie, she called Fox's turnaround the responsible choice and the right thing to do.
All right, David Muir reporting. Thanks. So many people have very strong feelings about the Fox decision on O.J. Simpson. Many people asking, what were they thinking in the first place? And you can register your opinion at abcnews.com. And a television star who made a lot of people laugh has now made a lot of people angry with a racially offensive outburst. Michael Richards played Kramer in the sitcom Seinfeld, but he turned vicious at a club on Friday, insulting two black hecklers with the most offensive of epithets.
Oh my God.
Jerry Seinfeld said in a statement that he was sickened by what he called a horrible mistake, and comedian Paul Rodriguez was there and said he kept expecting a punchline that never came.
The audience came here expecting to see Kramer, and they got Mark Furman.
That's right. That's right. And now, still ahead on this broadcast, an ABC investigation. The crisis dooming too many teenagers to a lifetime of failure. Our special series, Silent Epidemic. The new plan to stop drunk drivers before they even start their cars, combining new laws and new technology to save lives. And an emotional reunion after the world's first 5-way kidney swap. 23 doctors and 10 patients, changing the future of transplant surgery.
This is World News with Charles Gibson. Brought to you by the makers of Pepsi Complete.
I was just getting to the good part when Uncle Ernie dropped his tons. Oh, I'd seen that look before. It was heartburn. Before you could say duck sauce, I was there with my Pepsi Complete. I told him only Pepsi Complete starts to neutralize acid on contact and keeps heartburn from coming back all day or all night. In no time, Uncle Ernie was in Mushu heaven, and I had my eye on a spicy dumpling. Pepsi Complete, just one and heartburn's done.
Maud, cows are out.
I found it.
Things are easier to find when they're stuck together. Gladware interlocking lids lock together so you always know where they are. For lids that are easy to find, get Gladware interlocking lids. And for more food storage needs, get Glad food bags.
If you have a cold and high blood pressure, you should know that decongestants in these cold medicines can raise your blood pressure. So why take them? Take decongestant-free Coricidin HBP. Powerful cold relief that won't raise your blood pressure.
I try to do whatever I can to take care of my health. It's a very big part of who I am. So when I found out I had osteoporosis, I knew I had to meet it head on. Then my doctor told me about Boniva, how it helps build strong, healthy bones to prevent fractures with just one pill a month. And I thought, hey, I can do this. Unlike other treatments you have to take once a week, I only need Boniva once a month.
You should not take Boniva if you have low blood calcium, severe kidney disease, or cannot sit or stand for at least 60 minutes. Follow dosing instructions carefully. Stop taking Boniva and tell your doctor if you experience difficult or painful swallowing, chest pain, or severe or continuing heartburn, as these may be signs of serious upper digestive problems.
If you're as determined as I am to have strong, healthy bones, don't wait. Ask your doctor if Boniva is right for you. I'm so glad I did.
Once monthly Boniva. There's only one. Ask your doctor for a free trial offer or call 1-800-4-BONIVA.
We've combined serious drain cleaning power with technology of the future. It's Liquid Plumr Foaming Pipe Snake. Clears slow drains, cleans pipe walls. Liquid Plumr Foaming Pipe Snake.
We are going to take a closer look at a crisis stealing the futures of millions of young Americans. Students dropping out of high school. So many do. As many as 1/3 of all public high school students who start their freshman year don't graduate. And the economic implications of that for them are enormous. With the start of our new series, The Silent Epidemic, here's ABC's Pierre Thomas.
Meet 16-year-old Eli Tomlinson. Earlier this year, Eli decided he was going to drop out of high school.
I was just tired of school, you know. I didn't like it, and
had made my mind up that I just wasn't going to go to school anymore.
His mother was frantic.
Terrified. I didn't really see how I could force him to go because you can't force them to learn if they don't want to.
She's right. Eli's school, Berrien High in southern Georgia, is part of a national epidemic. More than 40% of students here do not graduate. Sheila Henley is what is known as a graduation coach. She has the daunting job of trying to stop the epidemic.
I have sat with students and literally begged, please don't do this.
Every day, it's estimated that 2,500 students drop out of the nation's high schools. Here at Berrien High, the faculty is fighting to save the students who are at risk. Pregnancy, poverty, truancy, and failing grades are the primary factors contributing to children dropping out.
It is like seeing a child in the middle of a lake that can't swim, and you see them bobbing up and down. It's like watching them drown.
There are so many kids who are hurting these days that it requires us to be involved in their lives in a real positive way.
If you have any doubt about the value of a high school diploma, consider this. High school dropouts have a shorter lifespan, 9 years shorter than people who graduate. Dropouts are more likely to face poverty, typically earning on average $19,000 a year. High school graduates make $28,000. College graduates $50,000 or more. And if you drop out, the chances of having a run-in with the law greatly increase. Nationally, 68% of state prison inmates are dropouts. Sheriff Jerry Brogdon sees the consequences of dropping out every day.
81.2% of the inmates we have in here today is high school dropouts.
Anthony White, 17, inmate number 19103, quit high school 2 weeks ago. He's awaiting trial for allegedly firing a gun in the air within 3 days of leaving school.
Felt like I was grown. Nobody couldn't tell me I could make my own decision. That's how I felt at the time.
And now?
Now I wish I would have listened.
As for Eli Tomlinson, Sheila Henley, the graduation coach, stayed on his case and convinced him to stay in school.
He said, you know, Mom, she probably just saved my life.
The struggle is how to save more. Pierre Thomas, Berrien County, Georgia.
And tomorrow night, we'll have a simple and possibly effective solution to this silent epidemic. And when we came back on this broadcast, is this device the key to stopping drunk drivers, the sweeping plan to change laws and save lives across the country?
All of us have internal plumbing. But for some of us with frequent bladder urges, doing errands also means knowing where all the bathrooms are along the way. The worry your pipes might leak means you don't always detour from your route. But you can take another direction. Talk to your doctor about how to take care with Vesicare. Vesicare, once a day, can reduce urges and may help effectively manage bladder leakage day and night. If you have certain types of stomach, urinary, or glaucoma problems, do not take Vesicare. While taking Vesicare, if you experience a serious allergic reaction, severe abdominal pain, or become constipated for 3 or more days, tell your doctor right away. Common side effects are dry mouth, constipation, blurred vision, and indigestion. A chance to follow a whim, not always your urges. It's not just a pipe dream. Ask your doctor today if Vesicare is right for you.
I've studied the human heart for a lifetime, and there's something you should know.
Inventor of the Jarvik artificial heart, Dr. Robert Jarvik.
High cholesterol can lead to heart disease. When diet and exercise aren't enough, adding Lipitor lowers bad cholesterol 39 to 60%. And Lipitor is clinically proven to reduce your risk of heart attack and your risk of stroke if you have several common risk factors for heart disease. The more we learn about Lipitor, the more impressed I am. Lipitor is not for everyone, including people with liver problems and women who are nursing, pregnant, or may become pregnant. You need simple blood tests to check for liver problems. Tell your doctor if you're taking other medications or if you have any muscle pain or weakness. They may be a sign of a rare but serious side effect. Lipitor is one of many treatment options to consider with your doctor. Could you be doing more with Lipitor? Ask your doctor.
Visit Lipitor.com for a free trial.
Hey, Judy. Got a cough and stuffy nose? This Robitussin will relieve them both.
Hello?
Gary! With the chest congestion, this Robitussin will help clear it right up.
No matter what you've got, there's Robitussin relief with your name on it.
Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Let your heart be light. So
This holiday season, put out the good stuff. Planters.
Tomorrow, the epidemic hitting American teens. So what's the solution? An ABC News investigation. Plus, finding a loved one lost for decades. A legendary sunken submarine is finally found. On World News with Charles Gibson.
There was a deadly school bus crash in Alabama today. The accident in Huntsville killed 3 students and injured more than 20 others, some critically. The bus plowed through the guardrail of an interstate, plunging 30 feet off the overpass. The 3 students who died were all teenage girls. The group known as MAD, Mothers Against Drunk Driving, joined with the government today, launching a nationwide campaign with an ambitious goal to end drunken driving entirely. Alcohol-related traffic deaths have plunged 40% to just under 17,000 a year since MAD was founded 25 years ago. But the rate of decline has now leveled off. Here's ABC's Dan Harris.
A drunk driving crash seen from a dashboard camera. 7-year-old Katie Flynn is killed.
It ripped my granddaughter's head off. It took my leg off. And it was just like we got hit with a bomb.
It's absolutely devastating to lose a child. I can in no way explain it to you with words.
The goal that Mothers Against Drunk Driving announced today is ambitious: to eradicate all crashes like this one.
But I think jump-starting the dialogue is absolutely imperative.
Have you had anything to drink tonight? One of the key elements of MAD's new campaign, it wants states to require ignition interlock technology in the vehicles of all convicted drunk drivers. The devices will not allow you to start your vehicle if your blood alcohol is over a set limit. Here's how one of these interlock devices work. This is a product from a company called Smart Start. It's like having a breathalyzer in your car. It says I've passed, which means I should be able to start the car up. An interlock law might have prevented the death of 21-month-old Courtney Birch. His father is now the president of MAD.
Right now, drunk drivers continue to drive because they can.
As technology advances, MAD eventually wants all vehicles to have devices that detect whether the driver has been drinking. This is vehemently opposed by some of the nation's most popular restaurant chains.
There won't be beers at ball games. There won't be wine with dinner. This is going to eliminate all responsible drinking prior to driving.
But MAD says the devices could help turn the dream of ending drunk driving into a reality. Dan Harris, ABC News, New York.
And up next, 5 degrees of separation. 10 people and 1 medical miracle.
Here's some great health news from Smart Balance. New delicious Smart Balance Omega Foods. Omega Plus buttery spread with natural plant sterols and omega-3 from the sea. Smart Balance peanut butter with 1,000 milligrams of omega-3s per serving. Omega Plus light mayonnaise and omega cooking oil. They give you more omega-3s with no hydrogenation and no trans fat naturally. Smart Balance Omega Foods. So important, and you're gonna love them.
When Dad was first diagnosed with Alzheimer's, I thought, what if I have to put him in a nursing home? I talked to his doctor and found out more about prescription Aricept.
It's thought that Aricept may reduce the breakdown of a vital chemical in the brain. As the disease advances and more nerve cells that make this chemical are lost, the overall effect of Aricept may lessen.
Our doctor said Aricept was one treatment option for mild to moderate Alzheimer's disease. Studies show it helps maintain overall function, which may include effects on memory and behavior. Aricept is well tolerated, but not for everyone. People at risk for stomach ulcers or who take certain other medicines should tell their doctors because serious stomach problems such as bleeding may get worse. Some people may experience fainting. Common side effects are nausea, diarrhea, vomiting, not sleeping well, muscle cramps, feeling tired, or not feeling hungry. In studies, these were usually mild and temporary. Don't wait. Ask your doctor about Aricept. If it helps him be more like himself longer, that's everything to us.
If you're concerned about catching a cold or the flu this season, here's an idea.
Move to a deserted island and avoid other people for 6 months. Or just drink a glass of Florida orange juice every day.
Give your immune system the nutrients it needs.
Chapstick Moisturizer. It's the healthy look and feel lips long for.
There are over 14 million headaches happening in this country today. But too many go untreated, simply because we're away from home. So we created a fast, new way to get the pure pain relief of Tylenol. Introducing Tylenol Go Tabs. They're portable and chewable for fast headache relief, even away from home. It's one small step towards a pain-free world. Stop. Think. Tylenol Go Tabs.
I'm Steve Dunn. Next, the Northwest's only all-local newscast. A woman is run down by a hit-and-run driver while detectives say the suspect may not be who he says he is. Plus, a warning for those who use the automatic pay system for their utility bills. Next.
Tomorrow, we all watch them, and we're all tempted to buy infomercial products. And tomorrow, Good Morning America is putting some of them to the test. So what really works like they say it does? Act now, act fast, and see this Good Morning America tomorrow.
Finally tonight, something of a medical marvel that has brought 10 people together in a most unlikely way. Organ transplants aren't groundbreaking surgery anymore, but when the operation involves 10 people in a long, complex, 5-way kidney swap, that is medical history and perhaps the medical future all tied up in one. It has just happened at Johns Hopkins Hospital in Baltimore. ABC's John McKenzie is there.
10 people. Half of them needed a kidney, half of them donated a kidney. But not until this morning, almost a week after the surgeries, did they learn just who saved whose life.
Oh, we're so happy. Aren't we happy? Oh, yeah. We've all made each other happy.
Were you starting to wonder whether you'd ever get this kidney?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I had pretty much given up hope because I'm so hard to match.
This surgical event required 12 surgeons, 18 nurses, and dozens of support staff, working in 6 different operating rooms. Trying to keep track of where each kidney was supposed to go looked like something out of an NFL playbook. Christine, George, Gary, Gerald, and Sheila all needed kidneys, and each had someone who'd offered kidneys. While Christine's mother, Florence, was not a compatible donor for Christine, she was a good match for George. George's wife, Sharon, turned out to be just the right tissue type for Gary. And on it went. Doctors gave Leslie's kidney to Gerald, Sandra's kidney to Sheila, and Honore's kidney to Christine. Bingo, 5 successful transplants. Doctors here say this approach, if used widely across the country, could dramatically increase the number of kidney transplants each year. Their message is, if you need a kidney, locate a donor and let the hospital figure out just the right match. Some of the kidney recipients here today were still tender, physically and emotionally.
A person didn't know me, and I didn't know that. That really hit home. I can never thank her enough. And just, you know, how do you thank somebody who saved your life and made your life better?
And on this, of all weeks.
I don't even need a turkey. I've had my gift. I've had our Thanksgiving right now, right here today.
John McKenzie, ABC News, Baltimore.
And that is World News for this Monday. I'm Charlie Gibson. Hope you had a good day. And for all of us at ABC News, have a good night.
The classic holiday favorite you've been waiting for all year is finally here.
What kind of a Thanksgiving dinner is this?
A Charlie Brown Thanksgiving. Tonight at 8, 7 Central, only on ABC.
Now, on K2 News at 6:30, a group of mothers pushing for technology they say could eliminate drunk driving. But why some local police say it's not the best way to stop drunk drivers. Plus, a woman is run down by a hit-and-run driver, why detectives say the suspect may not be who he says he is. And how a flock of peacocks is pitting neighbor against neighbor in Marion County, and what the city is doing to smooth out the ruffled feathers.
Live at 6:30, K2 News, the spirit of the Northwest.
Good evening. Thank you very much for being with us, everybody. I'm Steve Dunn.
And I'm Deborah Knapp. One strike and you're out. As people hit the road this holiday, a group of mothers wants to change state laws to target even first-time drunk drivers.
As K2's Brian Barker reports, it would require thousands of people to take a breath test every time they turn the key.
The drunk